Conor McGregor's fiancée unleashed a series of scathing posts targeting the woman who accused the mixed martial artist of sexually assaulting her in a hotel penthouse. Dee Devlin, 37, took aim at Nikita Hand on Tuesday, saying, "My sons will be warned, women like you exist in the world," as she threw support behind McGregor after he was found liable in a civil trial. Imagine a woman, with her own boyfriend and child, texting provocative pictures of herself to another woman's man with a family and child on the way, Devlin wrote on Instagram. "This woman claims to know me, yet still went ahead and sent messages and pictures of herself over and over to my man? Really?" Whilst out on a 3-day bender, texting excuses to her own child at home where Mammy is on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night into Monday morning. All the while out of her face in a hotel room, dancing around a hotel car park. What sort of woman are you? "My sons will be warned, women like you exist in the world," Devlin continued in another post. Devlin alleged that surveillance footage contradicted Hand's claims and suggested she was the aggressor instead of McGregor. "CCTV does not lie. I look forward the day the world will see the footage of you on that night and the carry-on of you. Not a bother of you having the time of your life," she wrote. "This is the real evidence, video footage no one knew was being taken in the moment which you miraculously don't remember. To me, it looks like you're the one sexually assaulting in the lift. To me it looks like everyone is trying to get away from you." In her final post on her Instagram story, Devlin defended McGregor and pledged her full support for him after being found liable for assault during the sexual encounter. "Conor and I dealt with these issues privately many years ago, as should be done in a relationship, and we have come out stronger than ever. We have 4 beautiful children now, whose smiling faces and happy hearts are a testament to who he is and who we are. They without sin cast the first stone," she wrote. On Friday, the former UFC featherweight and lightweight champion was found liable after a jury in the civil case in Dublin, Ireland, determined he sexually assaulted Hand in a hotel penthouse after a night of heavy partying on December 9, 2018. Hand claimed McGregor brutally raped and battered her and even threatened her life in a chokehold, leaving her badly bruised after the incident. McGregor said in court that the two had consensual sex that was athletic and vigorous but not rough, and she never said no or stopped. "It is a full-blown lie among many lies," he said when asked about the chokehold allegation. "How anyone could believe that me, as a prideful person, would highlight my shortcomings." McGregor, 36, broke his silence to the public on Monday in a post on X and expressed his regret for his infidelity to his fiancée, Dee Devlin, with whom he shares his 4 children, Conor Jr., Croya, Ryan, and Mac. "6 years ago, I should have never responded to her outreaches. I should have shut the party down. I should never have stepped out on the woman I love the most in the world. That's all on me," McGregor wrote. However, the fighter has maintained his innocence and claimed he wishes to appeal the jury's decision that awarded Hand around $257,000 for her lawsuit. "As much as I regret it, everything that happened that night was consensual and all the witnesses present swore to that under oath. I have instructed my legal team to appeal the decision. I can't go back and I will move forward," he wrote. Following Friday's jury decision, McGregor was dropped by Proper No. 12, the Irish whiskey empire he helped construct. Since 2021, Proximo Spirits has been the 100% owner of Proper No. 12 Irish whiskey, a spokesperson told TMZ. "Going forward, we do not plan to use Mr. McGregor's name and likeness in the marketing of the brand." In 2021, McGregor and his partners sold their majority stake in the company to Proximo Spirits for $600 million. His character and likeness were also removed from IO Interactive's Hitman video game series.